Hello everyone, it's Shel from Paper Octio Studio, and today I'm bringing to you a tags from the desk. This is when I make a tag using the box of stuff that has been discarded from things that I did with my desk or things that came in the house and I wanted to save them but didn't have any place to put them. There's just this plastic box and I just put things in it. And every once in a while I go through it and make something. So that's what I'm doing today. This is the tag that I'm going to put inside my Life 2017, my Life 2017 art journal. That's so hard to say. In that little pocket that I made. So if you've been watching the last couple of videos, you saw what I was doing with that. So I went through the box and I pulled out some things that I thought coordinated together. I wanted to make a spring tag because it's spring. In fact, not when you're watching this, but the day that I made it, it was actually the vernal equinox, the spring, first day of spring, where the days are half and half before it starts getting more day and less night. That's the 20th. That's the day I made this, but you won't actually see it till the 24th. I'm also going to be going out of town, so I'm making a bunch of videos in advance because I'm going to be gone for a week with my mother on one of our trips. So you'll see this on the 24th. But the day that I made it, I was thinking about spring and flowers and rebirth and growing and all those great things that come with spring. So just picking out some stuff, laying things out on my tag, auditioning things, and deciding what I want to do. I decided that instead of using matte medium like I normally do, because this is a small project, that I'm just going to use this Elmer's Extreme glue stick and also some tacky glue when things are a little bit thicker or heavier. I wanted to make this quickly. Like I said, I'm making videos in advance for when I'm gone, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time on drawing and things like that. Hopefully this will hold up. It's obviously not going to be as sturdy and permanent as it would be had I used matte medium and let it dry and all that type of stuff. But I'm just gluing stuff together. This is a lot of fun, and I didn't want to mess around with waiting around for stuff. I'm impatient. So the first thing I put on was a jelly deli print that I had a scrap left over. And then this is some, I believe it's probably duct tape, that fancy duct tape, and it was on a package. So there is cardboard on the back of it that I can't get off. I tried to peel it off, but I wanted to use that section that had the really bright green flowers on it because it went with my tag colors that I'm using: spring green, yellow, pink, orange, those type of colors. Then this is a little scrap of burlap that had a whole sheet of it at one point from Canvas Corp Brands, from probably one of their mixed media packs. It's kind of an olive or green gold type color. Thought that looked nice on there, and it gives a little bit of texture, both visual and actual physical texture because of the pattern and loose weave of burlap. It's a pretty color too. These are a couple pictures from dictionary pages. One of them has a butterfly and a caterpillar, which is something you'll see in the spring, and then the other one is a plant with some beans on it. I often use dictionary text in my projects, but sometimes I just save the pictures because I don't need them on the project, and I think, oh, I'll use them for something else. So I just did, just now, just like that. Now this piece, I cut out part of it so that you wouldn't have to see me messing with it. It's something that someone sent me, and I think it's probably for scrapbooking. It's like a corner. It had all these little cutouts, but it's self-adhesive, and the cutouts, I had to poke them all out with a pokey tool, and then they were sticking all over everything. So I can see why that person, she probably used one of them, and then she's like, this is too much of a pain, and she sent it to me. But it's the right springy color, and it has cute little polka dots on it, so I thought it would work on my tag. And then that is a punch out. It's punched out from lined paper because I can see the little light blue lines and then the red line along the side, college ruled paper or whatever. liked that. And then I'm just trying to figure out what else I'm going to put on there. Not sure, auditioning things, trying to decide. These little flower stems were something that somebody sent me at one point, and they've been sitting in that box for a while. I thought I would make some tulips. Tulips and daffodils always remind me of spring because they come up first. Also crocus. Those flowers when I was growing up were the ones that came up from the bulbs, and they would come up before we would plant the ones that died off every year, like the snapdragons and marigolds and petunias that we planted. So these would come out first. So they were definitely spring flowers. And for my birthday, which is in March, Mom used to always get me daffodils. So I don't know, they just remind me of spring so much. So I decided to make a couple little tulips using these die cut stem things that someone sent me at some point. They're pretty cool. I actually wish I had more of them. I could make a whole art journal page with a bunch of those spring flowers on it using those stems if I had a few more. Then this little crochet type lace was a scrap that was in the box. I don't even know what it's from, but I thought it looked good across the bottom. And then a die cut butterfly that somebody sent me, that's orange cardstock. And when I get some time, maybe when I get back, I'm going to make a bunch of little embellishments and tags and things using all these things that I have in boxes that aren't being used, and then I'm going to use them for Happy Mail. I just haven't had time. I make a video every other day, and I feel like I'm constantly behind. So I never have time to just amuse myself. You know, I could sit around doing this type of project forever. I could make 100 of them. Seriously, it's so relaxing and fun, and you just put stuff together. And you're also using up the scraps that you've been hoarding. So I recommend this type of a project. If you just need some art therapy, you need some stress relief, you need pain management relief, this type of thing is really something that's fun to do. Oh, sorry, my phone's going ba-bling. Blah, 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 bling, blah, 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 bling. So then I got out my Inktense pencils once I was finished with all my collage elements. And these pencils are the kind that are like a watercolor pencil, so they activate with water. But then once they dry, they're permanent like an ink. So kind of unique pencils. And I'm just using them to add some definition and color in places like I'm at right now. I'm adding a little bit of color to the dictionary page tear outs that are obviously in black and white since they're from a dictionary. And I added color around my tulips and on the tulip stems to add a little bit more definition. And then of course my butterfly needs a body because, yeah, butterflies need bodies. That's just kind of the deal. They can't be all wing all the time. And then some design on the wings as well. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit of subtle design. Then once I'm happy with that, adding a little bit of color, I decide to add some highlights using my white Posca pen. This is a brand new one. It doesn't seem to want to behave, so I had to keep shaking it and writing with it to get the pigment all mixed up on the inside of it so that it would be an opaque white. It was kind of coming in out as a wateriness. So when that happens, you need to shake, 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 and then press it down onto the paper and then scratch paper and then write with it until it comes out as an opaque. Sometimes they're a little bit finicky, but still the best white pen ever. I have a lot of trouble with the Signo Gels pens, which are what a lot of people use for opaque white. They dry up in Arizona, I think, and then they don't write anymore. So I'm still a fan of the Poscas. Those are my favorites. Haven't found anything better. So then I got some archival ink, and I believe that's Olive, I think is the name of it, and went around the edge to add a border, and then I have a little swirly stamp, and I'm just stamping a few little swirlies around, filling in some of the space because I can. You know, the more layers the better. That's what I think. And then I decided that the area with the burlap over there was too blank, and I knew that I had a die cut flower somewhere. There it is. And so I decided to put that right there just to add a little bit more visual interest to that area. Glued that on with some tacky glue. And I think I'm going to start sequins next. If you are enjoying this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment so I know you were here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Did you notice we got to 5,000? 5,000 subscribers. Yay! Thank you guys. And of course, you can share if you want to. So I got out my sequin boxes and I am using orange and yellow sequins just to add a little bling, bling, bling. Can't go wrong with bling. That's what I think. Just here and there, kind of randomly. Trying to keep it with an odd number instead of an even number because I think it looks better. And then I've also got some glitter glue. Yep, there we go, glitter glue. I could probably just forego any other glitter glue except for this clear with iridescent glitter. I think it goes with everything. It doesn't matter if it's a summer project or a spring project or a winter project. It reflects back whatever color you put over it. That similar type of a glitter glue comes in all kinds of brands. Stickles being probably the most common one. And then of course this, I don't even know what brand this is or where it came from. Probably Michael's or something. So then I got out some ribbons from my gigantic ribbon drawer, some orange and a gingham green and white, and then this baker's twine that's green and white, and I'm tying it all together in a little bow. My glitter glue is not quite dry, so I keep getting it all over my hands. And then to finish it off, I decide that I need some words, and this paper is from Canvas Corp Brands in the Gypsy Moments pack. It just has all kinds of words on it, so when I use a few of the words, I just keep the rest of them and throw it back in the box because I know I can use them again on some small project like a tag or a ATC or something like that. Or I could even make a quote or large phrase from all these different words. So it's a nice paper to have. And I just drag the edges of each little word along that olive ink pad to just kind of edge them. And then I glue them on. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.